Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to be speaking about the coolest ways to live in the big city. What do I mean by that? Living like you're living out there in the wilderness, but in the city. Kind of like homesteading, but urban. So what is this world of urban homesteading that I'm talking about? Well, there is homesteading out there for people that just want to live out in the boondocks, people that want to get away and get away from people. People that are living in the sticks, don't want nothing to do with civilization, want to be on their own, which is the American dream, to govern yourself, right? Well, some of us can't do that, don't want to do that, or don't need to do that. Therefore, you want to be a part of something like that, or you know what, you want to do some gardening, you want to do something at home and have that kind of homesteading feel without being in the homestead, but staying like right at home. This is what you want to do. You are looking at the topic of urban homesteading. Now, this might work too if the shit hits the fan and you got to be at home and take care of yourself. What if there's no food? What if there is a food shortage? What if there's a blackout? What if something happens and you can't be out there in the sticks, or you don't live in the sticks? You don't have solar power. What can you do right now as a person that lives in the city? That's why it's called the streets. Okay. The streets isn't just in the city, it's in the dirt roads too. It's what people do to survive. It's a mentality. It's not being governed, it's governing yourself. It's taking care of yourself. And let me tell you something, from somebody that's been on the streets before and who has come out of that environment, and I'm thriving where I'm at right now. And I've had my struggles too, but it's different. Street knowledge and street game, whatever they want to call it, and street cred is a real thing. Common sense. You want to build survivability. And you could do that while thriving. You could do that while living in $1 million home. You can do that anywhere. Okay. Now let's not get off topic. We're talking about people that want to homestead at home, who want to survive at home. What does that entail? Well, imagine turning your part of the city around to your own oasis, your own getaway, your own place of peace, your own place of feng shui. How does that work? Well, let's get into the nitty gritty about it. There are those of you that want to survive in the cities. There are those of you that want to plant on the rooftops. There are those of you that want to plant inside. There are those of you that want to create your own little thing, your own little bubble where you're at. It could be in New York in an apartment. It can be in a skyscraper somewhere. It can be in a townhome. It can be in your own home. It can be in the suburbs. It can be in the city. It can be anywhere. Basically, the concrete jungle gets a green makeover. Now, for those of you that want to take that path, you're going to need tools. You're going to need things to help you grow stuff. You're going to need like planters if you want to plant food. What if some of you want to grow chickens in the cities? It does happen. There are ordinances, so check out to make sure that there's no ordinances in your cities for chickens or what do you call those birds? Quails. Some people have pigeons. New York, I know pigeons from New York, and I'm not saying that it's a rat bird. No, these birds were messenger birds. They were used in World War II. They're still used to fly and race each other. They're intelligent birds. We created that bird. What I mean by that is that we created it to be socialized, to be civilized with us. Now it relies on us to feed it because it no longer tries to survive on its own. It no longer has that, I'm going to go eat over here and survive. Now I got to go depend on human beings. And in the case of our society, a lot of us are like pigeons. There's people that need to maximize small spaces. Okay. There's plenty of ways to maximize small spaces. There are people that need to learn what recycling and composting is. Now, a lot of this goes hand in hand with people that want to go out and survive and do homesteading out there in the country. It's the same in the city. You just have less room to do it. Now, this is perfect for apocalyptic event or something happens in your city, shuts down. It happens all the time, believe it or not. Snowstorms, ice storms, tornadoes. It happens all the time, even for a second. I'm sorry, even for just a few minutes. It happens. So this is on a wider scale and a longer time. And above all, there are probably other people in your community that want to be involved in your community. And when I mean your community, I mean your growing homestead community. There are probably people out there that are growing their own gardens, they're maximizing their area, like we talked about. They're making their part of life sustainable and their oasis a lot better, a lot greener. Yes, this is in the city and it's happening a lot more than you think it is. So let me ask you, are you one of those that is ready to start your urban homesteading adventure? If so, I'm here to help you out. I'm in it to win it as well. I have an ebook about it. I have other survival guides that I want to share with you guys that I've seen what other people have about it, and let's do it together. I mean, we're here, right? In 2024. Let's just say in the 2020s. And it got bad quick, very quick, to the point of surviving is no longer just a foreign word. It's very familiar to all of us that, you know what, we may have to do that sooner than later. So this whole season is going to be about surviving and thriving, whether you're in the concrete jungle or you're in the freaking jungle or you're in the country or you're in the sticks. If you're on the pavement or you're on a dirt road, this is what it's all about. Surviving and thriving. I'm going to share with you our store. I'm going to share with you the ebooks that we have for surviving and helpful tips for you guys to get yourselves going. Now, those of you that are in need of products for urban homesteading or even homesteading, we're setting up our store already. It's surviveandthrive.store, just like that. This is where you're going to find a lot of the products that I'm going to mention. Now, you can check them out. You can get them wherever you want, but I'm going to show them to you and make this a movement for you. If there's anything that you think that's missing from that store, let me know. I'll check it out. If it's profitable for you to have it, then you should have it, right? Now, a lot of the things that you need as a person that's in the city are things to grow your plants and your animals, things to do to survive. And you know what that is? You're going to have some self-defense and you're going to have some street knowledge. I'm going to give all of this in every single podcast that I have going forward. Now, I love you guys, but you guys got to stay strong. There's a lot coming, but the future is bright. Now, if you're prepared, things will probably go a lot more smoother than if you weren't. What do they say? Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Thanks for tuning in to The Streets. And remember, no matter where you live, whether it's the concrete, whether it's the dirt, you have the power to make a difference. You just have to get ready for it. It is time to survive and thrive. We'll see you on the next one.